Here are the three games that are under the radar for me. Nobody's talking about these three games right here in week number 10. Nobody's talking about the old Washington football team at the Detroit Lions.
You're right. Nobody is
doing that. And the reason why, this is it. This is last chance saloon, I think, for the Washington football team to actually put their foot on the ground and say, in this awful NFC East, because everybody still expects Dallas to somehow, some way come off the mat, that they have a shot here. You know, the Eagles are taking on the Giants. That'll be a game that'll be going on at the same time, I believe. That's an early game. Long story short, Washington football team needs to win. Alex Smith getting a start. How about that? Didn't know that would ever happen again. And it's time for Detroit to put up or shut up. If they win this game, they're 4-5, and maybe they can start sniffing it again in an NFC that appears to be very competitive because of how deep the NFC West is. Or they go to 3-6, and it's the same old Lions in 2020. That's the way it's going to go. That's a pretty big game for both of these franchises that have some sort of glimmers still before kickoff. Two late games, Denver at Vegas. Who's talking about that? Not a lot of people. Denver needs to win this one big time to have any sort of chance of sniffing it. What a terrible loss that was for Denver in Atlanta last week. And the Raiders. If the Raiders win this one, they're 6-3 going into their rematch against the Kansas City Chiefs.
That's happening.
That would be a big monster step forward for the Raiders. Certainly if you assume Cleveland goes and wins against Houston. And the Raiders need to keep up pace with the Browns or stay ahead of them. They do have a tiebreak on them. It would be nice for them to bust that one out later on in December. But I like the way that the Raiders have been playing. I think they win this game. And the Raiders at 6-3 would be a nice way to be a 2/3 through the season for them there, man, right? Or heading towards that 2/3 point. 6-3 would be pretty nice for them. And then because the 49ers are all banged up and nobody expects them to win that division, I mean, nobody's talking about the 49ers right now. Nick Mullins going into New Orleans with half of his offense there. And it's a big game for the Saints because the Niners are a tough team. They will scheme their way. You know it's always great when Kyle Shanahan and Sean Payton are playing on the same all-22 chessboard together. So I need to see how New Orleans follows this up. It's a game that they should win, the typical game that they should win. How do they follow up that win over the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? We're expecting to see the Saints come out and play this game as the 1 seed normally would and at home and take care of business. 49ers, I think, are going to make it a little tough on them, but I'm curious to see all those games. Those are the three games, Washington and Detroit. You've got Denver at Vegas, and then, of course, the 49ers taking on the Saints. My three games under the radar for week number 10. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.